You know that my mama's on drugs and my daddy in jail. One in a coffee can under a bridge. My sister shot my brother while my cousin beat my uncle. Put myself through school by renting my body out as a heroin suitcase.
Oh, yes.
If I won this competition, I could put a roof over my house. Because I got a house that ain't got no roof, for real though.
Now, what do you think about all this?
Don't put me on the spot. I'm just a Jesus loving ex-Marine.
That's really good. I mean, so sad.
It's supposed to be sad. It's supposed to guilt them into voting for us, you know? That's not all. This Bible is the Bible of my daddy who just died in my arms of throat cancer from eating some bad pussy.
Say he didn't have it, right? When you look at Michael grew up with a mom and a dad in his household. When you look at Kobe grew up with a mom and dad in his household. When you look at LeBron's mom was 16 when she had him as a child. Now, he spent a lot of time by himself, right? He did not develop.
This is my 12-year-old daughter who I raised all by myself without the help of anybody else in the entire world. She is my inspiration. That right there, that's her daughter. She blind. Come on. So I raised them both by myself without nobody else's help.
Come get your ticket to Vegas.
A couple of people featured Rich Paul's soundbite, basically whining. Basically whining about LeBron's childhood, and complaining that Michael and Kobe had a better parent situation. I was gonna react to this days ago, but you know what? You know how it is with the LeBron James version of the NBA. More nonsense keeps coming forth from that camp to keep you distracted. Distracted from what? I don't know, maybe the fact that LeBron James sucks? Think about the excuses. Don't think about the results. Anyway, I listened to Siberius and he beat me to it. But he didn't say my primary thought. He said similar things that I was thinking. But there's still one thing that I haven't heard anyone say. And that's, whatever happened to tough shit? Whatever happened to the reaction of life isn't fair and tough shit? I mean, how about all the people that got injured? I mean, if you're going to go back to, I didn't have the ideal situation when I was being raised. Okay, well, guess what? We should just say that Grant Hill is probably the GOAT because he had a career-altering injury. Penny Hardaway was going to be the GOAT because he had a career-altering injury. So let's just ignore all the people that actually made it through and accomplished things and focus on what might have happened if the situation was different. Jesus Christ. Now, as Siberius said, LeBron James isn't an anomaly. He's the norm. People don't know what the divorce rate in the United States of America is, or just single motherhood, period, or just shitty households. How about people that stay together that shouldn't? You want to talk about a fucked up childhood experience? That's probably worse than having a single parent household. Is two parents that fucking hate each other and you have to live in the middle of it. Because for religious reasons, we can't have a divorce, but we can live in hatred and raise a child in a hateful environment. That's okay. Maybe we should have tryouts. Maybe we should have tryouts for who had the worst childhood and then decide who the GOAT is after that. It'll be like the American Idol or whatever. That got so bad that I know shows made jokes about it. Just like, oh, well, I went through this and this and this and this and this. Oh, well, we have to move this person along to the next round. Can we just have people that are actually good at what they do and stop worrying about their backgrounds? Like, whatever you think LeBron's childhood was like, there are NBA players who had it way worse. You understand? There are NBA players who had successful careers who came from way worse and saw way worse and experienced way worse. Now, Do you want to go watch Lifetime TV series? Or do you want to watch sports and see the best of the best defeat each other? Does every single failure by LeBron James have to be accompanied with, yeah, but it's because of this? Does every immature behavior displayed by this 41-year-old have to come with an excuse? There's no excuse at this point. I don't care if you were raised by nobody. Get your shit together or disappear. I almost have to give credit to Bronny at this time for being as quiet, as calm, as mild-mannered as he is, considering the piece of trash that raised him, considering the terrible example that was set before him. Or maybe it's contractual. You know, LeBron James is such a manipulative businessman. He probably has his son signing something that says he's not going to talk or act out, rather than this actually being any sort of an indication of Bronny's personality or maturity. I don't know. Or maybe Bronny is talking trash and I'm just not aware of it. Everybody has an excuse. Everybody has an excuse. Some people, like Michael, were big enough to acknowledge the good that was in their lives. But it's not like he came from a wealthy family. Imagine Michael not winning his second three-peat and having the personality of LeBron James and saying, well, it's because my dad was murdered and I could never get my mind right. You know? It's like, do people even think about that? Do people think about the absolute fucking hell he must have gone through, considering how close he was with his father and his father being murdered, and that murder, at least some people saying, was partially his fault? You want to talk about a soap opera or something for the media of today to sink their teeth into in a victimhood pity story, especially if he failed. Oh, Michael was just never the same after that. The motherfucker overcame and got it. Not one more, not two more, 3 more chips. I should ask Pineapple or Siberia, somebody who likes digging into these numbers, what % of NBA players come from single households? Rich Paul acting like it's abnormal or unfair. Good Lord. Let me tell you what's abnormal and unfair is a scumbag like LeBron James being gifted with that size and athleticism. A scumbag like LeBron James becoming a billionaire despite being a failure. Listen to Rich Paul's voice. The desperation. He gets louder and more desperate sounding, but he tries to mask it as though it's an authoritative voice. No. Putting your annoying tonation on your fucking nonsense. Half of it didn't make any sense whatsoever. It was a bad excuse to start with. It was a bad take, but parts of it? Huh? Rich Paul is not a smart person. Also unfair. What a fucking idiot. Also rich and powerful. Yeah, the rich and powerful dipshits are in charge nowadays, though, aren't they?